Hey guys, welcome back to another stream. Happy Tuesday. Excuse me. Thanks for joining. I figured I would get in an afternoon stream for all the guys people over in the UK. I know it's difficult for you guys to join during the evening, so I thought I might get online here and take a little spin in the SR20 in some of our FBOs in the Northeast and talk about all things FSEconomy and X-Plane 11 and anything else you guys want to talk about. Lots of stuff happening, and got a fun little flight prepared for today, and we'll go over the group numbers as well. M6603, thanks for joining, man. I just got X-Plane yesterday because I noticed VR is out. Thanks for your YouTube videos, and I used one of them to get things going. That's awesome, man. Appreciate that. Thanks for the goodwill there. Make sure you hit that follow button on Twitch, and you can join these streams. And we're always talking about the X-Plane VR. Pretty much it's the primary subject, although DCS 2.5 starting to get real interested in that too. Appreciate that follow. When you do follow, hit the notify button. This way you'll get a notification when I'm streaming, and it's just easier to figure that stuff out. But yeah, appreciate that, M66, and thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. I'm not sure why my follows aren't working. Maybe it's just I guess things are just delayed. I don't know. In any event, only have one question for me. How the hell are you streaming full screen without those black borders? It's a secret. No, I'm just kidding. I'm using a thing called OBS VR. It's a plug-in for OBS. You can find it, just search, OpenVR. Sorry, it's OpenVR Capture, it's called. Just search YouTube or Google, you'll find it. It's a plugin for OBS, and it allows you to bring in a mirror screen for either Rift or Vive. Right? It's actually much better than the Oculus. It's much better than the Oculus mirror. It's better graphic quality. So I was pleased to see that. In any event, well, I appreciate you tuning in. So let's get to it here. Let me get this music off here. And we are going to get right to it. So I appreciate you guys joining. Let's go over the flight for today. One sec, guys. Sorry, guys. All right, so let's take a look at the plan for today. Oh, awesome, man. I appreciate that. I'd appreciate that, M66. Yeah, with Twitch Prime, if you guys don't know, Twitch Prime, if you have a Amazon Prime account, all you need to do is link your Prime account, your Amazon Prime account to Twitch. It's real easy to do. Just you could search on Twitch to figure out how to do that. And once you do that, you have one Amazon Prime subscription that you can use to subscribe. It doesn't auto renew, so you have to renew it every month, but allows you to subscribe to a channel for free. Cyrix, no, this is X-Plane 11 in VR. All right, so let's go over our the flight plan for today. So we're going to be going from one of our FBOs, which is N47 Pottstown. We're going to head to KTTN, okay, which is Trenton Mercer, and we've got a couple of gates. VR Aviation, which is our FSEconomy group, and we'll talk about that in a second. We've got our 4 gates rented there, so we're going to go into one of our gates there, and then we're going to head down to Delaware, Delaware Air Park, which is 33N, which is a new FBO that we just purchased yesterday to expand out our East Coast. Now we've got 3 FBOs in the East Coast, and 4 gates at Trenton. So we're getting there step by step. Takes some time, but you got to start someplace. But I figured we'd give a little bit of tour of at least 2 of our FBOs. We have another one, N40, which is Sky Manor. It's a small FBO up in northwest New Jersey, somewhere up in this area up here. Nice little FBO. I'm not sure if I could pick it up on the map here. Yeah, well, I'll show it to you at some other point, but it's a nice trip to Trenton too. So again, we're just trying to build things out in the Northeast. So this would be a quick trip, about 131 miles, so probably a little under an hour for the SR20. And we're gonna let's just take a look at what we got here. We've got 3 passengers. We're gonna take 1 passenger to Trenton, and we've got 2 passengers we're gonna bring to 33N. Okay. And wine taster, Foo Fighter, billiards hustler, and a $100 burger fan. So there you go. We're going to be flying for VR Aviation, which is our group. Let me just show you that real quick. If you're interested in joining the VR Aviation group on FSEconomy, go to groups, all groups, and then just go to your search window here like this and pull up the find and just type in VR Aviation, or just VR space A, and there we go, right there. And you'll see a join button here. Just click that join button, and we'll help you get into the group. So that's how you check that out. All right. All right, let's get this going here. So that's my flight. Pretty simple, and let's get in the plane and get her started up. Yeah, this is X-Plane, Cyrix. The reason why it's I have Microsoft Flight Simulator X as the game under Twitch is because that's what everybody does. That's where most of the people are, and it's the easiest way to be seen. A lot of people ask that question, but that's the reason why. If you look, everybody who does flight simulation, no matter what they're flying on Twitch, they always use Microsoft Flight Simulator X as the game. So just to clear up that confusion. All right, cool. So you can see up in the upper left-hand corner there, that's ForeFlight. I use ForeFlight. It's actually my iPad, which I'm simulating, or I'm streaming to my PC, so you can see what I've got on my iPad. So you can see it right here. If you look at the camera right there, there's my iPad right there. Actually, let me get this straightened out here a little bit. There you go. And I've got my yoke, and I've got my touch controller, so I can be in VR. You can see my touch controller coming into the VR screen there. And we're in virtual reality. I'm using Oculus Rift. Yeah, we're using Oculus Rift and X-Plane 11.20 VR1. I didn't upgrade have not upgraded to VR2 yet. We'll talk about that in a little bit. VR2 is out and VR3 is pending. So let's get in the plane and get her started up. All right. First, let me get the all the stuff removed here. Wheel chocks and pitot covers, and we'll close the cargo door. Okay, we'll close the co-pilot door. We'll close the pilot's door last. Let's get inside here. All right, we're cold and dark inside the SR20. And I can see your chat. You guys can't see it because I have it set up that you can't see it, but I can see your chat in here, guys. So, which is kind of cool. All right, so what are we going to do? Let's get this thing started up here. First thing we want to do is we'll get our mixture to full, and we're going to go to battery on, and let's get our start. Best way to do that is just do Control 1, clear prop, and start that. Let's get our alternators on, get our nav lights on, avionics are on, strobe, pitot heat, because it is the winter time here, and that should be pretty much good enough. We're going to set our GPS to CDI, or CDI to GPS. We want our flight plan in there, so I like to have the flight plan. Let's get our transponder set to, we're going to be flying VFR today, and get that to altitude. And we do our inset here, declutter that, and we're all good to go there. All right, cool. So the next thing we got to do is let me get the flight plan loaded up here. So you guys can't see this, but what we're doing here, let me just pull this up here so you can see what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is I've got a flight plan loaded here. Where the hell is it? This guy right there. Open that up. Now the flight plan is loaded into the GPS. Makes it simple to do it that way. And we should be good to go. There's our flight plan. Flight plan's right there. We're going to be hitting the Trenton first, and then we'll be hitting Delaware Air Park. Now, if I start to get the judder, I'm going to have to get rid of the air server and the iPad, unfortunately, because that seems to be cause some judder issues. All right, so let's get the door closed here. Can I do that with the touch control? Yep. That was nice. Check that out. All right, so we're good to go here. I'm getting the warbles though, which kind of sucks. See if I want to see if that happens if I'm outside the plane. Yeah, it does a little bit. All right. Let's see how it is when I take off. Oh, I know what I got to do. If I close this window. The X-Plane 2D mirror window. If you close that, usually that gets rid of your judder issues, although it doesn't seem to be working. The judder is X-Plane because I'm looking at the, you guys can't see it, but Oculus, I'm importing the chat window, and that's not moving at all. So it's definitely X-Plane that's causing the issue. Hey, Blazin, how you doing? You've been struggling for FPS, with FPS and the SR20 lately? Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of back and forth. I think it might have something to do with the propeller. You know, I don't know. Doing the frames on the propeller, I'm not sure. All right, so let's get our taxi on here. Now we're at N47. This is a FBO that VR Aviation owns in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. Make sure you fly here. We got repair services. We got gas, everything you need. So make sure you check this FBO out. That seems to have gotten better as I moved away from the buildings. We shall see. I gotta set my autopilot anyway, so let me do that. Set parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Let's see, you've got all the tricks in VR, even Twitch chat. Yeah. Those small hiccups are what you're talking about. Yeah, it's definitely not your 1080 Ti. I have a 1070 and don't get stutter. Yeah, it's called judder, and it's basically what it is movement inside the VR headset, because you're seeing exactly what I see in the VR headset right now. And it's basically an issue with when the frames drop below. I'm using Oculus Rift, so X-Plane 11 uses ASW, asynchronous space warp, to fill in frames, because there's no way X-Plane can produce 90 frames per second for VR. So you want either 45 frames per second or the magic number of 22.5. When you're hitting those frames, usually it's pretty smooth, and ASW fills in the frames. But sometimes if it dips below that, you get this judder effect. And this isn't actually too bad. Sometimes it's like a washing machine. Yeah, if you have a Vive, you probably experience none of that, because apparently with X-Plane 11, this is only an issue that we're seeing with Rift. All right, let me get my flight director on, and we're gonna go to altitude. Let's see, 1800 should be good. We'll go to 2000. Altitude 2000.
Altitude 22,000 feet.
Altitude 2000.
Altitude 2,000 feet.
All right, that's plane command that I'm using. Okay, I'm gonna get my nav on. All right, And I want to go get my yaw damper on, and then we're going to go vertical speed. And we'll go up. Oh, this thing is backwards. It says roll it down, and you have to roll it up. We're going to go up. That's too fast. Ah. 400 is good. All right, good. So we got that all set there, and we should be able to just turn on the autopilot, and it should get us right to altitude where we want to be. Oh, thanks, M66. I appreciate that. I'm glad you tuned in. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of work behind the scenes to get things, working properly, You guys aren't seeing the warble, are you? That's weird. Okay, well, that's good. Maybe it's because I'm using open the VR plugin I'm using uses the Vive mirror, so that's interesting. All right, I have to check that out. All right, we're going to assume we have clearance to take off. This is a CTAF airport, so we'll just say Pottstown traffic, Cirrus SR20 Tango Delta
approaching
departing
runway 08.
Runway 08. We'll be
entered
departing
runway 08. 2,600 feet remaining.
Thank you. We'll be departing the pattern to the west. Pottsville traffic. All right, here we go. Flap set to 1. Powering up. Oh, here's a tricky thing. I forgot to do FSEconomy. That's important. We've got to set FSEconomy. Let me just make sure I got enough gas. 32 gallons should be fine, although I might as well fill up here. I'm going to put a little more gas in there. I'm buying from our own FBO. Put the money back into the group. There you go, 50 gallons. You guys didn't see that, but trust me. All right, I'm turning on FSEconomy. All right, the flight has started. And we are good to go. Oh, crap. All right, here we go. Just about filled to the top with gas, so let's make sure we got enough flap. And there we go. Love this SR20. Fun plane to fly. We want our flaps up at 84. Flaps up, trim up. Get that speed up. Autopilot on.
Autopilot on.
And we should climb right up to 2,000. We've got 19 minutes to, right now, once we get the speed, will be a little bit less than that, but to Trenton. Blazin', I'd like to know your settings for CH pedals. For me, SR20 is way too sensitive. I need max right rudder to stay straight, and sometimes, but not enough. Sometimes it's too much. Yeah, I don't think I have the sensitivity. Let me just check here. Let me get to altitude, and then I'll check that for you. Hey Donovan, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I rarely have to calibrate it. Once we get to altitude here, I'll check it out here. See that white spot there? I have ortho in all of the Northeast, or I should say the East Coast. And that's because there must have been a nasty cloud over that area when the satellite took a picture. It looks like snow, but it's actually a cloud. I like to make sure we're at altitude properly here before we just setting back the leaning things out a little bit. Conserve on fuel. Start to pull the throttle back. In the old SR20. There she is with the Bambino Games color and logo. And we are coming up to 2,000. Yeah, good to see you, Donovan. Hope everything's going well. Love this SR20. Great plane. Although I am liking that AFM Mooney, man. That's a nice plane, too. That's so smooth in VR. So smooth. I think anything with the glass panels tend to be a little bit jumpy. But what's interesting here is that I'm seeing the judder and you guys aren't. Which is great, because that means this Open VR plugin saves you guys from having to see what I see. All right, so that's that. Let me just check my settings real quick for the rudder pedals. Go to this, and go here, and you guys should be able to see this. Go to here. Joystick. Pedals. I don't think I don't think I have the sensitivity set. I mean, sensitivity you can only do, yaw I have got 50%. So that's where I set it 50% on both. The other ones I have at 10%. So that's really the only setting that you can do with the rudder pedal. You don't really have no other things you can do with it. I'm not sure if you guys could see that. Let me see if you can, because I want to make sure if I'm showing you something. Yeah, you can. Okay, good. All right, cool. Well, let's we got a little bit of time here. We got 9 minutes. So let's talk about the FBOs. I want to show you the new FBOs. So basically, go to the Chrome window, and here are the VR aviation airports. Okay, we've got this nice area in the Montana area, which we're building out. I think we got 10 FBOs out there. Quite a decent sized hub, and then we're building out this thing in the east. So let's take a look at Montana first. So KBTM is our hub, and then we've spoked out to all these places. So if you want to, I tell you, it's really beautiful if you got ortho scenery out there, which I just basically set up to fly into these airports in the Rocky Mountains is pretty awesome. It's really, really cool. So give that a look if you're interested. KBTM, it's Mooney Airport, Burt Mooney Airport in Montana, Butte, Montana. Definitely check that out. So we've got those, and those came to us as part of the merger with the RML group, thanks to Mike and Sapper. And then in the East Coast, we're starting to build things out there, as we said. We've got 4 gates at Trenton. We don't own the FBO at Trenton Mercer, but we've got N40, which is Sky Manor. It's a small little airport, northwest New Jersey. We've got Pottstown, which we just came from, N47, and then we've got Dover, which is N33. That is really going to, right now it's our hub. It's a two-lot airport, so it's a larger airport. These are both one-lot airports, and we're starting to build assignments in these areas. So make sure if you join the group, make sure you check this out, and some really nice areas to fly around here. You're flying around Wilmington and Philadelphia, and some cool stuff to see. And we're going to be working on getting some more FBOs spoked around here. Really, we're trying to find a 3-lot airport somewhere in this area, and this way we can bring in New York, New Jersey. We can find one down in here, like in this area, would be great, because then we could go stretch down to Virginia. So but anyway, that's the plan. And thanks to Mike and N1316 and MC for setting this up. It's great, because this way you can just actually, this link is in our Discord, you can see our hubs pretty easily. So that's the new FBOs, and we're going to be checking one of them out today. All right. Let me check out how we are doing here on. All right, we got 6 minutes, so let's get landed here, and then we'll let's get to Trenton here. Let's see, what I wanted to show you guys was how we're doing. So basically, we've got about 850,000 right now in the VR Aviation group. The top one is my account. I'm actually saving up for a Challenger 300, hopefully soon. We'll be able to get it. I'll be able to get that and do some of those bigger jobs. A lot of fun flying that Challenger. I really do like the Challenger. But there we are as far as money for VR Aviation, about 850,000. We're at 1.2, but we bought that FBO 33N for 400,000 we paid, which is actually a pretty good deal considering what we got for it. I missed it. Did you get the SR20 back into the States? Oh, no, I have 2 of them. So this is the one I have in the States, and I have the other one in Hawaii, which I'm actually selling. I put up for sale. Because I figured whoever's going to buy it may rent it. If they don't, there's Moonies and stuff, other stuff that I could rent out there, and I'd rather put that money towards a Challenger. But I'm going to keep this one. This is part of the group, the Aviation FSE group. This is a plane you can use for free if you join the group. So this is right now. It's at Pottstown. Hey, Boeing engineer, or AKA Mike, how you doing? We just talked about our FBOs. I don't know if I put the map up here to show everybody our FBOs. And Mike, Boeing engineer, was the guy who put this together for us. He keeps track of all FBOs and makes sure they're all supplied and everything. Does a great job. He was he and Sapper were the ones who started RML, which they merged with VR Aviation, and now I just talked about our East Coast expansion, which looks pretty cool actually. I mean, maybe we could find. I'm going to start to look around down this area to see if we can find a couple of FBOs to link into 33N. We shall see. We're going to see 33N in a few minutes here. I'm flying to Trenton, and then we're going to hit 33N. Yeah, the network is building up. That's for sure. So I was just talking about the money, where we are. So we're at about $850,000, and I think we've got 14 FBOs now. So we're building that out. It's great. And you can see our asset income, our assignment income, I should say, 2.6 million. That's gross income from everybody flying. Our net is 888,000, which is pretty damn good considering we're mid-February. So hopefully we'll be close to 2 million. Well, it'll probably be about 1.7 million, somewhere around there, which would be great. We got money coming in from rental of aircraft, 27,000. Our FBOs are making money, 43,000. We did spend a lot of money on FBOs. We paid off BTM for 450, and we bought let's see, we bought 47. We built on N40, and we also bought 33N where we're going today. So we spent 850,000 on new FBOs this month so far. But that's okay. And here, the other thing is our FBO operations. You can see we're doing well with refueling and stuff. If you go to one of our FBOs, get your repairs done there. That'd be awesome. It helps the group out, and keep it in the family, as they say. Let's see, Donovan, gotcha. Sadly, Hawaii rental thing didn't work out. I'm not worried too much about. Yeah, I know. I'm not worried too much about that. I guess the SR20 is not as popular as I thought. I like flying it out there, but I also could use that money to do something else with it. We'll see. If no one buys it, I guess I'll keep it. We shall see. Oh, shh! Don't tell anybody you're working on that. But that would be cool. Let's see. Oh, really? That would be awesome if it was on the most used. That would be great. That would be great, man, if BTM's on the most used. All right, let me switch back here. We'll go back to the finances in a second here. I got to land the plane. Oh. All right, let's see here. Where the hell are we? All right. 4 miles. Let's start to slow that plane down. Get that mixture in. Four miles start to turn. I'm using GPS routes to get us lined up to Trenton, just to make it easier. Crossing the Delaware here. That's the Delaware River. Look out the window. There's Hey, Donovan, there you are, right on the wing. See? Donovan, one of my Patreon sponsors. You can check out Patreon if you like. There's links in below. And if you donate, if you're a Patreon subscriber at the ace level, you get your name on this plane, as Donovan did right there. Yeah, there's the upper Delaware. Really beautiful country in northwestern New Jersey. I guess it's central western New Jersey and Pennsylvania, eastern Pennsylvania. A lot of farmland and stuff out there, so it's really a beautiful place. Not mountainous, although there are some mountains here and there. Wow, 81, that's a lot. No, I fly it a lot, actually. Yeah, I should fly it more. I've got so many planes. And you got to kind of fly them all. So yeah, I purposely wanted to fly this one more. This is the one I'm going to be flying mostly around our FBOs in the east, so you'll see more of it, that's for sure. Yeah, if we could hit 200, I guess we have a chance. All right, we're going to be making our turn here, hopefully. Don't want to slow up too much. I know you're kidding, dude. I know you're kidding. What's really weird is I see some judder in the Oculus Rift, but because you're looking at the Open VR plugin in OBS, which is using the Steam VR mirror or the HTC Vive mirror, that's how I have it set up. It's really Steam VR mirror. You're not seeing any judder. which is really good. Yeah, I appreciate that. All right, let's check out Trenton here. There we are. There's our runway. What runway is that? So we can... let's just see here. This is what's nice about ForeFlight. Bring up the diagram. And that is 16. That's the short runway. We're going to assume we have clearance from tower. And we're on final. I just wish this plane had auto fuel tanks. It's amazing with all the technology in this plane that they don't have automatic switchover on the fuel tanks. Even if they automated it somehow. Use a computer to figure it out, right? So if it knows that there's, you know, I mean, such a sophisticated general aviation aircraft. Let's get those flaps. Oh, that was a little early on the flaps. It's going to be about 119. I forgot. You fly all these planes, you forget the flap speeds. I mean, couldn't they develop software and some sort of mechanism to trigger over a tank switch if the tank gets to if one tank gets over to a certain level? I realize that the tanks are in 2 wings below the fuselage, and I get it why you don't have the both setting, but I'm not sure why the SR20 doesn't have that. Just kind of odd to me. I'm sure there's a engineering reason for it, but... Alright, let's pay attention. Gump. Gas is good, although I probably could be on the right tank, but I'm okay. Undercarriage is welded, mixture is in, and prop we don't have to worry about, so we're good. On final to Trenton to go to our... We rent all four gates here? I believe we do. Or I know we rent 4 gates. I'm not sure if all the gates, but we rent 4 gates here. Trying to buy this airport, but the guy wants too much money for it. Way too much money for it.
500.
Thank you. Get that trim up. Final notch of flaps. SR20 is one of the easiest planes to land. You basically get it to the... You get it to the right point on the runway and just knock the throttle back and keep the nose up and just floats right down. Alrighty then, not bad landing. Alright, we're going to let the people off right here and let them walk to the gate. Because like me, they need the exercise. Clear the active. This would be a nice airport to own, man. But it's a 2-lotter. It's not a 3-lotter. That's the thing. They want way too much money for it. For a 2-lotter. Set parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's a 7 out of 10. I agree with you. All right, let me... You guys gotta trust me in FSEconomy. So finish that flight, and let me go to here. First, okay, we got 2 people that we're gonna load up. Actually, we got 1 person on already. We're gonna load up another person. What? What the hell's going on? All right, let's do start flight here. Why is it selected? Oh, I forgot to. Oh shit! Damn it! I forgot to put this guy in from N47. Oh well. Cancel that. We got 1 person we're bringing to from Trenton to 33. Let's look at the last flight. Aviation. This is not going to make a lot of money for the group, but made a little bit of money. This is more about showing the FBOs. So anyway, so we got this 1 wine taster and food fighter. We're going to be taken to Delaware. Let's do that right now. Okay, we're good to go here. We're good to go here.
Approaching runway 1634. Entered runway 1634.
Those flaps to 1 notch. Make sure we're all okay here. Flaps are set. Everything's good. Elevator, ailerons. Plane looking nice. We'll fly her at 2,000 again. Is our autopilot set here? Oh, we got to do that. You're playing hooky today. Awesome. Let's see. Let me do flight director off, flight director on. And we're going to go nav, and then we're going to go vertical speed. We want to go up. We'll go 400. That should be good. And we'll pick up our GPS to Sophie. Beautiful. We're going to have to cross the water, I believe. This is VR1. We'll talk about that in a second. This is VR1. But I have not upgraded my main system to VR2 yet. All right, are we good to go? FSEconomy is loaded. Double check. Yep. And let's get to it. Let me get this closed here. So Blazin, make sure your trim is set correctly when you take off, because sometimes if your trim is not set correctly, you have to give it more rudder pedal. At least that's what I've found. It's a little early on the flaps, but... Heading towards Delaware. Check out our new FBO. Autopilot on.
Autopilot on.
Thanks, Brendan. Appreciate that. Well, if you want to buy one in Hawaii, I got one for sale. $239,000. Tail number 328 Tango Delta. N328 Tango Delta. All right, so let's just So VR2 came out, which is X-Plane 11.20 VR2 second version, and I just did a video yesterday on the 6 new features that are part of that. There's no optimization in it. It's feature-based and bug fixes, so I'm sure they fixed a ton of bugs. The first release was out since Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, whichever it was, so over a month and a half before they've updated, which is give them a lot of time to fix a lot of the problems. But VR2 brings in 3D mouse, laser manipulation, yoke settings, either ergonomic or realistic. You can set the VR controllers to combine things. You combine keys to the VR controllers, and also Windows mixed reality support. I think I got them all. Check out that video on my YouTube channel. I just put it up yesterday. It goes over all the capabilities except Windows mixed reality because I don't have that headset, but I demo all the new functions so you can check them out. I loaded it on my second copy. I have a second copy of X-Plane set up where I do testing of any new betas and stuff like that, and I had no problems with it at all. No judder. I was flying in Key West, Key West generally is a judder-free airport with most any plane that I fly there. So it might not be a great test for that, but in any event, it functioned very well. I love the laser pointer capability. It makes it very, very easy to manipulate things if you've got a physical rudder, or sorry, physical yoke. And it's works. It's a really neat idea. And actually, I had a chance to alpha test that probably about 3 weeks ago. Laminar sent me a build of that to check it out and comment on it. And I just thought it was awesome. But it did a very nice job on that capability. 3D mouse works well, although I think with the laser pointer, you're probably not going to use the mouse as much. But the mouse is there for people that I think that don't have touch controllers, which is good. Now, there were apparently some pretty major bugs with VR2 having to do with the Thrustmaster, which, is probably like the #1 flight stick out there. So apparently they're correcting that. There was a couple other issues, and a VR3 release is imminent. It's supposed to be within, very soon to correct those problems. So hopefully we'll see that soon. But once VR3 comes out, I'm gonna load that on my system and put it to the test. I've got a couple areas where I have ortho, so I test those there. I don't have FSEconomy on my test system. I've heard there's some issues. Actually, Fergus, who's one of the participants in the VR Aviators group on Facebook, and he said that he and other people have noticed some issues with Python scripts, some incompatibilities where FSEconomy doesn't work properly with VR2, which is a major issue. So going to have to know that those things are straightened out before I move over, because FSEconomy is a big part of what I do in X-Plane and VR. So hoping that gets corrected. I'm not sure. I think FSEconomy uses an older version of Python, which is could be the reason, not sure. But in any event, that's a third-party thing that Laminar isn't going to really care about, right? They're going to care more only about their own infrastructure, which makes sense. So hopefully, the FSC thing will work its way out. See, correct me if I'm wrong, but the laser pointer doesn't work with non-VR controls, i.e. touch panel. Non-VR controls. The laser pointer works with anything that you would be able to control with the touch controller. So any knob or dial or switch on the instrument panel that you can control with the touch or Vive controller. You can use a laser pointer for. Hope that answers. I hope that clarifies it. All right, we got 52 miles to Delaware. Let's see. Oh, let me get my. Wait a second. Something's wrong here. Something is wrong here. Something is wrong. Why am I not showing up on? That's weird. Look at that. Oh, I think I loaded the wrong flight plan. I'm looking at my, if you look at the, if you look at ForeFlight, I'm not following. So what I want to do is I wanted to fly outside the Philadelphia airspace. Oh, I'm going directly to Sophia. Okay, I didn't change. I put in the wrong flight plan. It's okay. So actually what's happening here is I'm going to take this one out. And that's what I'm flying. All right. Yeah, before I had the flight plan where I was going around the Philadelphia airspace, but oh well. Let's see. So you'll need the mouse for autopilot in the B1900. Oh yeah, I'm going to test that. I got to test that. That's one of the things I want to test. I haven't tested that yet, but that's the first thing I thought of. That would be really cool. So we don't have to take the headset off to go into the 2D autopilot. You could just use the mouse right in the headset. Oh, the Airbus touchscreen. Yeah, I don't think those. Well, those don't work at all with a touch controller, right? Yeah, I agree with you, Donovan. So yeah, so anything that's not touch mapped to the touch controller, you're going to use the mouse for. Totally. I know. I was going to work my way around the Class B, but I screwed up my flight plan there. Oh well. Yeah. So to clear that up, the laser pointer works with regions on the panel that are controlled by the touch controller. If it's not controlled by the touch controller, it's not going to work. So, for example, in the B1900D, the autopilot, not controlled by the touch controller, the laser pointer won't work. Mouse will be used for that type of thing. Hopefully. Got to be tested. Got to be tested. I can't say for sure that the mouse is going to work with those third-party planes. Because remember, Laminar doesn't test with third-party planes. They only care about their own ecosystem. They don't care about, they cannot possibly test third-party planes. That's up to the third-party developers to do. Yeah, I'm at 2,000, so I'm probably under it, but I'm not sure what it is in Philadelphia. Let's see if we can find that out. I don't think it'll be on the sectional, would it? $10,000 or above. Oh, whatever. I'm busting the Bravo. My intentions were good. All right, so did we finish the VR aviation update? Yeah, I'm not sure if you want to assume anything. I think it's going to be, because you remember it's, I mean, put it this way. The mouse, I tested the mouse on the 172, and it was able to access every single thing on the control panel. But of course, the touch controllers are able to do that too. So until we get a third-party plane in there, I would say you got to assume that you might have issues. You got to make sure it works here. I'm looking at that when I'm streaming right now, and that scenery looks like it's real to me. That looks pretty amazing. That looks pretty freaking amazing. That looks awesome. Yeah, that's ortho. That's zoom level 17 and 18 around the airports, within 5 miles radius around the airports. That looks just, even like that haze. That haze just makes it look real, It's awesome. Anyway, let's make sure I'm finished with the update here. We got a few minutes. So let's go to FBOs. So here's our FBOs. There we go, all our FBOs, and they're listed on that map. And if you're a member of the Discord, or of my Discord, Bambino VR Discord, you can. Mike is always posting new updates for that, but you can just basically bookmark that link, and you can see where our FBOs are. There we go. Yeah, keep them nice and stocked. If you want to find out the group, I think I said that before, just go to groups, all groups, and search for VR Aviation. Let's just make sure we look at our bank. So yeah, so we're about 850,000. We went over the monthly statement, right? Pretty much. Yep, we went over this stuff. So hopefully by the end of the month we'll pay this. If we don't buy any more FBOs, if we can get this total down to 0, that means we'll have a net positive, or a net neutral month. $1 would mean a net positive. Total flight operations 224. That's pretty good for our group. Let's see. What did we have last time? Let's see. Give me a second here. All right, I'm gonna break to my desktop here, so I'm gonna show you something. So let's go to that. So this is the January or the February version of the FSC reporter, and if you look in here for January, if we go down to January stats, VR Aviation was number 4 in the group. We had 641 flights. Okay, and we had 30 active pilots. We were number 2 next to Snack Air. Snack Air is John Fly's group. All right. We started on January 6th, and we were able to make these. Yeah, pretty good. Isn't that pretty cool? Yeah, I think that Discord is a great way for people to stay together and to talk about stuff, and to make it more of a group rather than a separated entity where people are basically involved with each other, which is great. That's what it should be. I think it's cool. But this is pretty good. Now we're gonna. The other thing I wanted to show you guys is I'm gonna be putting this ad in. Let me just pull this out here so you can see it. We're gonna run this ad in the next FS. What's it called? The whatever that thing is, that newsletter. We're gonna run this ad in there, and we're gonna start posting this around to see if we can get some more members too. So it just gives people a rundown of our group, and we're trying to do our best to market the group and get more people in there. So lots of fun, lots of work behind the scenes. Yeah, it's pretty good, Brendan. Everyone's doing a great job flying. It's awesome. Oh, so you're Brendan, you're suffering from the VR2 issue? Yeah, sorry, man. Sorry about that. You can't go back to the old version. I've never tried going back to the old version. So we are flying over, where are we right now? We're in I guess we're southern New Jersey. We're near Emmanuel and Woodstown and Seabrook and Deerfield, places I've never heard of in New Jersey. We're going to do a quick cross across the Delaware River, right actually at the point where the river becomes the bay. Should be kind of cool. It's coming up in a bit, and then we'll head right into Delaware Air Park. What's nice about Delaware Air Park is it's close to the PA airports and the New Jersey airports and the Virginia airports, so it's kind of a nice little central area to start. And I stumbled upon this. It was available for sale on the FBOs listed on FSEconomy, and we picked it up. Decided for 400K, picked it up, and figured that the plan was to build out the Northeast, and it was a good way to do that. Used to vacation in Cape May. Yeah, I've been to Cape May many times. Are these nav graph maps? Well, it's part. I'm sure it is. It's part of ForeFlight. So whatever ForeFlight uses. You can see here. I'll pull this up so you can. Bring this closer to the camera. There's ForeFlight right there. It's on my iPad. So basically, this is what you're seeing on the screen as I'm manipulating it. You're seeing probably a little bit of a delay there. This is the entire United States. I don't pay for the Canada subscription. Then what's nice about this is if you can go right to the airport like that, bring up a taxi diagram, and boom, I can see runway 27, which is what we should be coming into. If you bring it close like this too, it shows you a diagram over top of the sectional, which is nice. 27, so you can see I'm coming right into 27. ForeFlight is awesome. It's $100 a year for the basic membership. Subscription, I should say. And I was using Flight Plan Go before, which was fine, but this is so much better. I mean, you can actually do your flight planning. Like, I'll be sitting in the living room with my wife watching TV or something, and I could use this to plan out a flight. Go into FSEconomy, figure stuff out, and plan the flight out right here, which is great. And Donovan helped me learn a lot about the nuances of this to get going. And as you start to dig deeper and deeper, it's really, really cool. I tell you what I would like to be able to do, Donovan, maybe you know how to, is down here, if you look at the lower, where my camera is, the lower left of the screen, right here, is there a way to change the color of these indicators? Then if I could change the color of that, I might be able to get them to show up on the screen better. But it's awesome. AOPA has one. Okay, cool. I didn't know that they had one. Well, AOPA you have to join, right? If you can change the theme, but I don't think you can change them independently. Theme. All right, I'll have to think about that. I'll have to see what that means, what theme means. Anyway, I love ForeFlight. It's awesome. Okay, how are we doing here? We're about to cross Delaware. Let's get in the plane. There you go. So to the right there, that's the Delaware River over there. And that's the Delaware Bay. Pretty awesome. Although it is an investment in time, I highly recommend checking out Ortho 4XP if you're into X-Plane 11, because it makes a big difference in scenery. In fact, yesterday I was testing out the Challenger. I wanted to fly it up to like 30,000 feet to see, to just test some things out and stuff. The Ortho looks amazing. The higher up you go, the more amazing it looks. It really does look amazing. Yeah, NavGraph, you subscribe to that to keep your X-Plane 11 up to date. And what's that, like $30 a year or something like that? $40 a year. Maybe it's pounds. I think it's £40 a year. But that's well worth it too. But yeah, I love that Challenger. In fact, I flew a flight today in the Challenger from, I forget where I went from, BLV to Ottawa. It was 800 miles and 4,300 pound or kilogram cargo. I filled it up with 903 gallons of fuel, and I was able to get there with 50 gallons of fuel to spare. Which is, I calculated it to have like 80 gallons to spare, but so I was a little bit off, but yeah, so it worked out pretty well. Made a nice chunk of money for the group. It was a $22,000 assignment, and getting that car. That's what's nice about the Challenger. So that's my next plane. I'm going to buy that Challenger. It's awesome. I love that plane. What I really like about it is in VR, it's smooth as silk. I don't think I've ever experienced judder in that plane, ever, no matter where I've flown it. And I've flown it all over the place. Your wife is already on you for how much you spend. Can't wait to see what happens when I get my pilot's license. Yeah, well, what does it cost? What does it cost? I read somewhere, because I was looking into it, that to get your private pilot's license is about between $6,000 and $8,000 in lessons and costs and stuff. In fact, the rentals and stuff like that. 15. Okay. Yeah. That's a big investment. That's a big investment. More power to you, Donovan. It's going to cost, I guess it depends on where you live, right? Look, so Donovan is 15K. Mike is saying 7K. Blazin saying 10 to 12K in Tampa. There's our turn here on Sophie. So we got 11 miles in. Oh, Boeing gives you, oh, that's pretty cool. Boeing gives you $1,000. That's awesome. Yeah, it probably all depends on where you live. I live in the Northeast, so everything is 3 times more expensive than everywhere in the world except California, right? So that's why, if I was in South Carolina, it'd probably be 7K, right? Yeah, so Fort Lauderdale is almost half the price of Tampa. That's wild. That's wild. All right, where are we coming in? If we're coming east, we're landing 27, right? We're landing 27? Yeah. So, let's see. We're 8. Delaware Air Park, Cirrus 328 Tango Delta. We are 8 miles east of the airport. We'll be coming in, landing runway 27, full stop, Delaware Air Park. No matter what, you have to get your 40 hours. Yep. So that was a terrible call now I think about it. So the call really should be Delaware Air Park traffic, Cirrus 328 Tango Delta. We are 6 miles east of the airport at 2000. We'll be coming in straight in. Approach to runway 27, full stop, Delaware Air Park. That's a better call. First call was awful. All right, we should be able to see the airfield, and there it is. You guys could check it out there. There's the binocular look. Nice airfield. That's our FBO. We got to get this thing plane down, though. I guess what we'll do, let's do heading bug 270.
Heading 270 degrees.
Okay, let's take a little cruise around so we could check out the FBO, the new FBO from the air, and then we'll land 27. What do you think, guys? Nice little airfield, eh? You could land a Challenger there. It's a little narrow, but long enough for a Challenger. I tell you, landing that B1900D at that Sky Manor airfield was a real challenge. Pretty nice, huh? All right.
500.
Let's get up to pattern altitude. Stop messing around here. Delaware Air Park will be entering on the left downwind runway 27, full stop. Sorry. Delaware Air Park, Cirrus 328 Tango Delta entering on the left downwind for full stop landing runway 27, Delaware Air Park. I don't do my patterns enough. I'm out of practice. Got to get back to Pilot Edge and do some patterns. Do them here. Maybe we'll do that. Nice place to do pattern work. All right, don't critique me on my pattern. I know I'm below flight level. I know I'm breaking the rules here. Get that first notch of flaps. Delaware Air Park, Cirrus 328 Tango Delta turning left base for runway 27, full stop, Delaware Air Park. Delaware Air Park, Cirrus 328 Tango Delta turning final runway 27, full stop, Delaware Air Park. Little steep, but we'll float a little bit and get her in. Actually, I'm going to take a low-level flight here. Bring it around again. Looks nice. I think that was a good find, man, for 400,000. What do you think? Yeah, Donovan's always on me about my speed control. Delaware Air Park, Cirrus 328, Tango Delta, turning left, crosswind, runway 27, Delaware Air Park. Delaware Air Park, Cirrus 328, Tango Delta, turning left, downwind, runway 27, Delaware Air Park. I always have to remember with the Cirrus that I need a little bit more room to land it. It's not like the Cessna. Cessna you could put, basically land it on the dime, slow it down on the dime. This plane takes a little bit longer. So you got to get out, probably past this road. Right, there's no shame in a go-around. Yeah, I thought it was a good. I thought it was a good. I thought it was a good buy. I have to bow to your experience, Mike, because you've been, doing this for so long. But it seemed to me like it was a good one. If we can get some people to fly there, it'd be even better. All right, Delaware traffic, Cirrus 328 Tango Delta. Turning left base, runway 27, full stop. Delaware. I'm just going to say Delaware instead of Delaware Air Park, because Delaware is easier. Delaware Air Park, Cirrus 328 Tango Delta, turning final. Runway 27, full stop, Delaware Air Park. I said I wasn't going to say it, and then I said it. All right, let's get that first notch of flaps. This time we'll get her in. I'm not sure if it's because I haven't flown it in a while, but the Cirrus is seeming a little bit squirrely today. It's probably me. Maybe it's because I'm flying that Challenger too much. Oh, that's a cruncher. All right. Again, I'm out of practice. I'm going to have to come here and do some pattern work. I'm going to do that. Put that on the list. That was a 3 out of 10. That was a 3. What I'm happy about is that it's an airport that has built-out buildings. Nothing worse to me than, and I keep my world objects on low, so I'm missing a lot of airports. But even on low, this one comes out, which is really good. Yeah, I'm out of practice with this plane, Donovan. That's the reality of it. I don't fly this plane as much as I should. Set parking brake.
Parking brakes set.
I know, Bo. I know, Mike. That is way too much money for that. The guy wanted $2 million for Trenton Mercer. It's way too much money. I sent him an email asking him his reason. He hasn't gotten back to me. Yeah, I usually put them in on base Donovan. I forgot to put the flaps in. To actually tell you the truth, that was a terrible landing, but I got in safe, which is good. All right, let's turn this plane off. All right. Beautiful. Go outside. There she is. Let me just snip off FSEconomy. All right, let's go to that. I want to take a little walk around the airport here, but let's first I want to go to Chrome. Go to log. Again, we didn't make a whole boatload of money for the group, but we did make some money for the group, and that's better than some people can say, like, where is he? This guy here, okay? He decided to fly the plane from BTM to Nevada, 400 miles with no passengers, no income, and cost the group $5,000, which wasn't very cool at all. But anyway, that's okay. So let's see. Yep, any landing you walk away is a good one, but that wasn't a good landing. That was a bad landing. All right, so let's do a little bit of sightseeing here. So let's see, where are we here? Let's go over here. There's our FBO building. Go inside the building. Ooh, look at that. Inside doesn't have any walls, but nothing in here. And there's our gas tanks. And we got, if we go back here, we got a massive fire hazard. A lot of fuel kept on the premises. There's our beacon. There's the manager's car. We got a tow here. So that's when we bring a Challenger in here. When Mike buys his Challenger, he can fly it here. And we got a couple of planes, and there's the SR20. So anyway, nice little airport. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Let's do this. Here, this is what I'm going to do here. Where did I come in? We could see how bad this landing was. I came in over here. Let's go over here. I want to show you guys this. This is really cool, actually. All right, so let's do this. Go to replay. Hopefully this will work. It's going to take a little bit of time for it to... Oh, no, I could do it up here, I think. Where's the plane? Am I over there? I'm going to show you a really cool angle to look at a replay. There it is. There's the plane. Watch. Okay, now let me go over here. Go back to replay. Watch this. This is cool. And you don't have the sound. I came in way too fast there. Look at the bounce. Boing, boing. But isn't that cool, getting that perspective? It's awesome. And I guess I can go down. While the plane's taxiing, I can go over here. Oh, we'll try that too. Let's do that. All right, cool. Let's go to, let's see. Let me go rewind here. Okay. So let me go over this. Whoop, crap. I'm in the plane. I don't want to be in the plane. Hold on. Where we hold. Pause. Okay, let me go to here. Where's the runway? That's the road. I landed pretty short, so I'm going to stand right here on the grass. It's pretty freaking cool, man. That was awesome. Good idea, dude. Oh, man, that was awesome. All right. End that replay. That was pretty cool. All right, guys, that's going to about do it for me. Oh, hold on here. That's going to about do it for me. I'm going to head out here. I appreciate you guys checking out the stream. And, yeah, that was really cool. I've got an idea for that, a video with, so stay tuned for that. I'm working on a video that should be pretty cool. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you're watching this on, and thanks for all the tips and stuff and watching my terrible landing there. Take care, Mike, Dick, Donovan, all you guys are watching. I appreciate you guys checking it out. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button and that little notification bell. And don't forget to subscribe to Bambino Games for more X-Plane 11 in VR with FSEconomy. Guys, have a great evening. Take care.